Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Posted a Raptors video yesterday, said if it gets to 200 likes, I will upload the Pascal Siakam video. Well, I had a lot of class today, so it's not the end of the world, it's the end of the night. Hope you guys are having a good day. If you enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. Post NBA content every single day. Let's try and aim for 250 likes on today's video. Basically, what gave me this kind of inspiration is, first off, you just see some horrible trades. There's not really much about the Toronto Raptors on an internet site like Bleacher Report outside of ludicrous trades, but I was reading a couple of articles on basketballnews.com where people were kind of just debating and giving their reasoning for who's going to be essentially comeback player of the year. And Pascal Siakam is definitely at the top of the list no matter who you ask in the basketball world. This is a guy who just averaged 21.4 points per game, 7.2 rebounds per game, 4.5 assists, which was a career high, and a steal, or 1.1 steals per game. So just there's nothing really wrong with that. Like, that is just a phenomenal stat line. However, in the media world, he went from being on the All-NBA second team in 2019-2020 to just kind of being a meme last season, being in all these ridiculous trade offers. Toronto has made it apparent that they have no intentions on trading away Pascal Siakam. Every time I post a trade video, you guys be sure to comment that. However, just in today's day and age, I really don't think any player is safe. I don't think Pascal Siakam will be traded this season. Don't think he'll be traded next season. But I think you could make an argument where if they were to get just this phenomenal package, they'd at least be a little interested. Now, the big reason for Pascal's downfall, quote-unquote downfall, last season, honestly, outside of just playing in Tampa, outside of injury, outside of COVID, he shot only 29.7% from deep. And I mentioned this in yesterday's video. This was a guy 2 seasons ago who shot 36% from three, and then the season before that shot 37% from three. So it seems as if he is fully capable of shooting the three ball at a consistent rate. Last season, however, it just wasn't in his favor. The good news is that 29.7% three-point clip is not the end of the world. He did shoot a career-high 83% from the free throw line. Then obviously you look at him as a total player. He is an above-average defender. He can shoot the ball. He just averaged his career high in assists. He actually decreased his turnover average as well. So it really seems like that three-point percentage was the outlier as far as why you could make an argument that Pascal Siakam just didn't have a good season. But I think that's a very just casual take because all the things I just mentioned. I mean, he literally lowered his turnovers, averaged a career high 4.5 assists per game. I think that is extremely overlooked. Pascal is a player who he doesn't need his back behind the basket. Pascal is a guy where you can just give him the ball somewhere on the floor, and with other players cutting, with other players setting screens, Pascal can make it happen. And that's probably my favorite part about him is he's not just like a one-dimensional basketball player. It's not like he can play offense and defend. He can do a lot of things. It's not like he can just score the ball and defend. He can just genuinely play good all-around basketball. The reason I think this is so valuable for not only Pascal but just the Toronto Raptors team in general is because it's going to be extremely fun to watch Pascal this upcoming season in transition, in an open floor. And it's something that you didn't really see of last season watching the Raptors. It's something that they shied away from, especially shied away. Like when they went on their championship run, they were incredible in transition. They were always pushing the ball. This last season played at a little bit of a slower pace, weren't really pushing it as much, not too much points in transition. And I think this upcoming season, now that everybody is finally healthy, I think it's just going to be extremely fun to watch. Nick Nurse has even mentioned this. He's even commented on this before, that they just need to get back to pushing the ball, playing at a quick speed, and just seeing what can happen, because you give the ball to a lot of these guys like Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, like they can all create on their own. And that is what's so scary about this Raptors team. And it actually, I want to mention this because I thought this was a little interesting. Obviously, this is something Masai most likely had to say, not because someone made him say it, but it's just a safe comment to have. This was his direct quote. I think this was actually today. This is from basketball.realgm.com. Quote unquote, "We are not a team of now." I think we all knew that, but resume quote, "There are going to be some growing pains, trust me, like sometimes it's going to be tough to watch, but we know what's coming. We know we're excited about the young talent. They're excited to play, to see how OG, Pascal, Fred are going to evolve as leaders, as elite players. Then the young guys, Scotty Barnes, Malachi Flynn, Delano Banton. In sports, people think now, and this is where we have to be patient and let it grow." So I think this is more so, I think there's just going to be growing pains, is what Masai is trying to get at here. But the three leaders he mentioned on this roster, Pascal Siakam, Fred, OG, I mean, you look at just statistics, all of these players averaged easily over 15 points per game last season, either over 5 rebounds per game or over 5 assists per game, depending on which player it is. These are really talented guys. This is a great young core of players, and I think that the surrounding talent, I think guys like Gary Trent Jr., Kem Birch, Malachi Flynn, I think that these guys just don't get enough credit. Maybe not Malachi Flynn because he's just still extremely young, but I think guys like Gary, they're all really young. I just don't think that they have proven themselves, especially looking at a guy like Kem Birch playing in Orlando. I just don't think that the media was shining on, first off, Orlando nor Toronto, but I really just think this team's going to shock so many different teams because there's so much to it. And obviously, they're not a team of now. The Raptors aren't going to be in the championship. They're not going to be in the finals this season, most likely, unless a lot of things were to fall their way. But you guys know my prediction. I have them being the 5th seed and advancing to the second round. And if you ask Vegas, that's a ludicrous take, but you look at this roster top to bottom, and it's like, I don't understand, outside of injuries, COVID, all that kind of stuff, I don't understand why they won't at least be significantly better than last season. I understand the loss of Kyle Lowry, but you also got the addition of Scotty Barnes. You got the addition of Precious Achiuwa, who I think is really going to break out. There's so many young talent on this team, but I think Pascal Siakam really is going to be kind of that set player who truly breaks out as a leader. Maybe it won't show that much statistically. I think maybe like 23, 24 points per game, 7, 8 rebounds. I just think outside of the stats, Pascal will make his presence known. He will make his leadership known, and he will set himself up for, I'm the clear number one option on a championship team. Let's get to work.